Can you do a 2 towers chimps with the new hero Silus? While 2 TC may be easy nowadays, it's gonna be harder than you think. Our first roadblock is money. You cannot start with Silus, so therefore your second tower has to be able to be afforded with the 650 starting cash, deleting a lot of the strong combinations like the big plane, for example. Additionally, Silus has issues popping many different types of balloons, notably white, zebras, and purple balloons. Only when you use the level 3 ability is this weakness a little bit better, but because of the low uptime, it's not really to be relied on a lot of the time. Silus does at least see camo, so my first thought was, why don't we use the Buff That Mortars guide, where they're now 650 in chimps, meaning we can start with them, to 2 TC. Bloon Generation is a pretty solid 2 TC tower because it can do lots of mob damage, general balloon damage with wildfire, and just good general pierce. However, it does have a black/zebra issue because it is an explosion type damage. So therefore, when I did testing, even simple rounds like 41 were an absolute nightmare with just zebras upon zebras where only Silus can really pop them. But Silus is really unreliable. It takes 2 attacks on a balloon for it to actually do damage. And he isn't able to handle big groups very well. We are able to barely scrape by round 41. We stood basically 0 chance against round 61 though, with basically endless zebras, like 4 times more than 41 and more dense. Ultimately, the weaknesses are too much to overcome. Other combos that also had weakness issues, Archmage and Silus. Even though Archmage is strong, it has a full weakness against purples. Don't mind just the recreation in Sandbox, but even with hypothetically having level 10 Silus this round, there are just far too many purples to overcome, sadly. Same thing applies to another strong tower in the Phoenix. You can't afford Wizard Phoenix by round 62, so if you tried this, you would die to pretty much the same round, same balloons. So is Silus just doomed? Does that mean there are no working combos with him? Well, here is where one tower can come to the rescue. The new tower Desperado has one path that pretty much almost perfectly covers all of Silus's weaknesses, and that's going to be middle path here. I'll explain in a bit what makes this combo so good, but for now, I think I need it at least to cross path this thing or buy an upgrade so we can defend a couple rounds here. I actually could not even be at round 9 with just quick draws, so we gotta kind of break the bank here with the standoff. And is that going to work? Yes, just barely. Now, just beat one more round here, and we can afford Silus. Easier said than done, though. Round 10 is a nightmare, so is it really a 2-2-0 we gotta invest in? It's a colossal waste of money, but we do kind of need crits to soften the blow here. Whatever the case, we have to thin out that really dense blue wave so that it doesn't come back around to Resort too clumped. Resort is also better than Logs for this challenge because the Golden Justice is like straight line, so late game, H shooting here is going to be beneficial, as well as Silus having a very nice circle over here, where you can really rhyme those balloons hard. Okay, affording Silus is a lot harder than I thought, because early game Desperado is ass. I can't beat round 13, I'm $60 short, I think I gotta cut some upgrades. Or perhaps it's a cross-pathing solution. I think Wanderer is better than Quick Draw for the early game, because after a buff this update, it's now a 45% attack speed bonus when it's the only balloon in range. That is likely better than the top path, however, I feel like for a late game, it might be good to have Quick Draw, because having balloons further away is good, because this thing has massive range with its rifle attack. Well, if that ends up being an issue later, then we'll worry about it at the very end. But for now, an 0-2-2 goes really hard and looks much better than a 2-2-0. Is it enough to handle round 13? Well, seems like we still die to it, but maybe with strong targeting, it is a little bit better. Look, just a bunch of reds. And there we have it. Silus afforded. And we absolutely want that Arctic Wind effect to be pretty much covering it as much as possible. Unsurprisingly, after dropping Silus, the rounds after are a piece of cake. So much so that I can afford Deadeye pretty much straight up. And of course, easiest save of ever to Bounty Hunter. And here's where the synergy gets pretty awesome. I remember talking briefly last update about how this Bounty Hunter's ability to, when you give the take aim to a tower, it gains the ability to, that tower, to pop black, white, and purple. Which was strange to me because at the time, there was really only one tower that benefited from, like, specifically white and purple, aka pop, like, the Middle Pathmer Monkey. I'm talking multiple properties, by the way. Obviously, there are towers that can have weakness to... A lot of towers have weakness to one of those three. Besides that, to me, thematically, it didn't make sense why Desperado did that. Like, why that ability is able to act like an MIB. Not to mention, it also gives camp protection and range that... and decrease spread too, like 6 different things, which is crazy. Removing all of Silas's weaknesses with that ability is going to be very useful for rounds like 61 and 62. However, I do want to see if we actually need, like, the take aim, or if the Bounty Hunter damaging, like, Zebras is enough, and it seems like it is. This round, though, I think take aim is absolutely necessary, because those purples just don't... They don't stop coming, basically, so... Rhyme the Bloons, take aim on it, which allows it to pop purple for only 15 seconds, but 15 is enough seconds for me. It's enough time for me to do what I do. And that was tight, but I think we got it. Keep our Desperado on first. Oh my god. That was so goddamn close. Okay. Try number 2. How about this time we use the that ability? The mark to pop. We mark all the purples out of range so that Desperado can just wipe them all out in one go. And there we go. I can't imagine what we would do this round if, like, take aim didn't do that. Would it even be possible? Well, I'd rather not try that, unlike what I did for 61, because that just sounds like a nightmare when the solution's right in front of us. And wow, aside from that one round, it's been smooth sailing. And with Golden Justice, I assume it's just going to be smooth sailing for the rest of the run. Kind of funny to think that supposedly there are so many impossible combos with Silus, yet there is one tower that is so far above the rest that it's basically trivial except for a few rounds now. Again, I might be getting ahead of myself. I do think the biggest issue is actually might be the last round. One thing I didn't talk about among all the weaknesses of Silus is the fact that if you can't freeze bats, he does basically 0 damage to them. So not only does your other tower have to cover every other weakness, be able to pop purple, zebra, white, it also has to do enough damage to take down the bat pretty much solo. Now, this Desperado spot isn't the greatest for single target because there's a lot of wasted range on the right side, as you see. I put it here so that I could get straight lines, not just to the left, but also straight down. However, we really haven't had to utilize that because Golden Justice is, like, so good. What can I say? And can I also take a moment to, like, point out how few pop Silus has? 6,000 compared to the 400k that Golden Justice now. Obviously, it makes sense. He's a support, and this is literally just doing the damage before he can even get a chance to. But still, that means even in these 62 rounds before getting Golden Justice, Silus hardly even helped at all, other than, again, as support. I also can't tell if I'm tripping, but Silus has not done a single lick of damage until this round for the last 5 rounds. Which, again, makes sense because it takes 2 attacks for Silus to actually see damage numbers go up. Which should speak volumes about how much Golden Justice is carrying. I almost thought my Silus was glitching for a second because it took so long for him between doing damage at all. But no. That is just how he is. We also do have a lot of spirit money that we can just dump into Silus. However, I don't think it's enough to get level 20 in time. As you may have heard by now, Silus's leveling is like the slowest in the game, and that's why to buy each level, it's so expensive to start it. 28k until level 17. For now, we just have to sit on the Rhyme Explosion. At this rate, we also might just accidentally get a 2 million pops while doing a 2TC here. Wouldn't that be kind of crazy? Silus has to steal 30,000 more pops in order for this Golden Justice to not get 2 million. I guess while we're here, why not we try to gun for that? That means we just have to limit using Silus's abilities because all 3 of them will do tiny little bits of damage. And also, I guess, just to help with the purples here, we will use Take Aim on Silus. I want to be able to keep the Golden Justice on last and then have that railgun delete all purples so that there's no issue. And now, keep it on last the whole way. Buy level 80 in the process, because I forgot. Things are really sketchy, though. I almost died there. I remember I had this issue the last time I did a 2TC with the Golden Justice, and that was that, you know, if Bloons got in range, it would start using its way worse attack. But thankfully, Silas's utility made 95 a lot easier. I also would like to make a correction. We are going to be able to afford level 20 in time. Just a small loan of $100,000 put into him, that's all. And now that I think about it, oh wait, level 19 is when Silus does a crap ton of damage, so I guess that was an accident to buy. Yeah. Yeah, hold up, he just went up 8k this round because of level 19. Don't mind me then, I'm just gonna redo that all over again. Just because I know we can actually get to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. Let's just say from buying level 20 until, I guess, around 100. 98 here, though, I might have to start spamming some abilities. How much does it even do, though? Out of curiosity, yeah, okay. Level 10 is fine to use, it's just ice walls. That will keep a lot of balloons in place, so, in fact, very good. I'll use kick aim once balloons start turning the bend. Right now, a railgun is catching them, so that's good. Keep doing that, will ya? And we won't have to use another take aim, damn. Golden Justice, Silus, OP. Silus still just sitting at 15k damage, wow. He did nothing this round. And he will continue to do nothing. Back in first, and here we go, moment of truth. Do we have enough damage for Golden Justice to solo this bad here? Well, given that it just did 4,000 damage, I think, on a crit. I forget exactly how much, but it's pretty crazy work. I think the answer is going to be yes. And it's not even going to be close, is it? Yeah, wow. Golden Justice is so goddamn good. I don't have any words. This is also precisely the issue I have with 2TC. Sometimes it's either too easy or too hard. Never in between. We didn't even buy level 20 size, but I'm going to do it last minute just for the flex. There we go. And still sitting at 15k damage, so there we have it. 2 birds have officially been killed with 1 stone. With the Golden Justice at 2,027k. Silus at 15k, but his support put it in. Good work. Because I was challenge editor and I can't go to free play, and I really want to, I want to see how far we can push this 2TC tower, like, combo to the limit, because I feel like it can survive pretty damn well. Golden Justice had, like, no issues dealing with the 90s, but how about the 100s where the difficulty is amped up 100? We've got DTs coming out from all sides. I'm gonna use a level 10 ability here. Now I have to be strategic because it's very easy to die. Okay, I did precisely nothing different this time. Literally no strategy involved. Didn't even use level 10, and I survived much easier. JK, wow, that was close. I got cocky, but you gotta remember that Tusk technically is not an Arctic Wind, I don't think. Like, balloons screeching towards the exit on the last lane still have a good chance of leading through. If Silus does not target them. But aren't these runs fun and all? Just 5 billion mobs coming on us at once. Sorry, bad phrasing. Golden Justice having infinite pierce should solve a lot of those issues. Again, Cerams screeching towards exit. I couldn't react in time. I think in these situations, let me do the following. Mark them. Mark the first Cerams. Save a... I can't see the balloons. I just had the ice shard to freeze. And I think we got out of it. Come on. A couple more balloons buried under the rubble, and we did it. The bad man is dead. That might kill me, so I'm a freeze. And you can't tell me that this ability is not literally just an absolute zero on steroids. Because that, I think it makes sense why its cooldown is as long as it is. It's so good at keeping things frozen. And in fact, it's probably better for me to undead there. But I should use it right before the round ends. Keep the cerams at the bottom in place so that we have every cooldown back in time for the start of next round. Again, this is a round where I'm blind, so I kind of have to guess how to catch all these cerams here. I have to freeze now. Hopefully that's not too early. Nope. Good timing, but you see what I mean here? Just get a bunch of cerams frozen on the bottom. And by the time the ice walls expire, we have a lot of the abilities basically back. Worst case is like halfway through for level 10 again. Okay, round 106 is really, really hard. Really hard. I got a very lucky Very lucky crit, though. Man. The duality of attempts. I had like 4 attempts prior to that died by a landslide, but that one was so easy. God, I cannot see what's leaking. Panic button now? That was probably too early to use it. I'm definitely dead. Or am I? Have you little faith? Okay, this round ended up being a very stealthily hard round. This round looks by far the best, though. This time, just a couple things remaining, and perfect. I might be nearing my limit. Not the round limit. I think theoretically, you really can push probably to 119, but my threshold for tolerating this kind of gameplay. It's not really fun playing Catch Ceramic Simulator, to be honest with you. So 5 attempts into this run, I'm ready to call this my last attempt. My issue with this round is that I need to save this level 10 ability for the ending, but there's cerams way too early. Okay, 1 more attempt, for real this time. But all these regular balloons is just too much to handle. Maybe I'll start by using just level 1 and 2. And that seems to get most of, if not all, the normal balloons down. Okay, this is my best run so far. I just can't die there. I gotta use it now. Wow, that was a last second clutch. And I kind of have to hope this works. You know what? Let's use this. Mark to pop. On everything on first, so I don't leak the moment I lose all ice walls. But here's the thing. Ice wall's gone. I still have a bunch of CMGs remaining. And the cerams kill us, so yeah. You get the point. 108's as deep as I'm gonna go with this 2TC combo. Let me know if you have tried any other 2TC combos with Silus and how that went. I would assume not great. If you fancy more 2TC like this, then check out this video where I tested 2TCs with Desperado last update, including that Justice run I mentioned that was absolute hell.